They're out to get you. It doesn't matter how hard you try. They will crawl into your mouth and steal your dreams. No, I'm not talking about mosquitoes. I'm talking about spiders. We're sorry. Fact, the average human being swallows a pound of spiders every year while asleep. How many times have you heard this before? It sounds crazy, but the internet, along with some doctors and scientists, swears it's true. Do you believe it? Well, let's take a closer look at this scary prospect. Every night, just as you drift off to sleep, spiders gather around your bed ready to make their move. While you're fast asleep, they crawl inside your mouth and wait until you swallow. Then they head straight to your stomach, where they set up shop and begin multiplying. Eventually, they grow so numerous that the only way to remove them is surgically. This means you need to pay frequent visits to the doctor, and by the end of the year, you'll have swallowed a pound of spiders. Crazy, right? Does anyone really fall for this one? It turns out that quite a few people actually do. It's not surprising considering how much time and effort goes into writing all those sensational articles, claiming to reveal the truth behind spider swallowing. They cite medical journals and experts, making the whole thing sound very scientific. It's easy to see how someone might believe this horrifying tale, but like most modern folklore, it's 100% made up. First, let's think about spiders. Why would they want to crawl into your extremely warm and very dangerous mouth? You wouldn't stick your hand into a meat grinder to grab a quick bite to eat. Spiders have better things to do than try to survive a trip through your digestive system. Don't believe me? Just ask this brave soul who tried to find out once and for all how many spiders live in an average house. They baited a sticky trap with the scent of cinnamon, peppermint, tea tree oil, citrus, lavender, and eucalyptus. Then they waited. At the end of the experiment, they counted over 750 spiders, yet not one of them was found inside a sleeping person's mouth. Now, imagine you're a spider living in a typical home. You've got plenty of food, water, and places to hide. Why risk it all by crawling into a sleeping person's mouth? Even if you did, do you really think your body would simply vanish into thin air? Once you got past the initial churning and acidic bath of your stomach, you'd still need to contend with your host's immune system. It would attack you, and the battle would kill you. Even if you somehow avoided being killed, your journey wouldn't end after you passed through your host's intestines. You'd either be flushed away in the toilet, or waiting to be flushed away in the toilet. In other words, you wouldn't be living inside your host. And even if you were, why would you multiply? You'd be living inside a ticking time bomb, and you know it. All signs point to the idea that spiders don't deliberately crawl into people's mouths. So then, how does this myth persist? Part of the reason is that people are genuinely scared of spiders. According to the American Psychological Association, over 30% of Americans have arachnophobia, the fear of spiders. Some experience a mild amount of fear, while others cannot control their anxiety when they come into contact with these eight-legged creatures. Imagine you're one of the people who suffer from intense arachnophobia. You're trying to sleep one night and feel something crawl into your mouth. Your fear takes over, and you assume it must be a spider. Of course, it wasn't, but now you're forever scarred and spreading awareness about the dangers of sleeping with your mouth open. Another reason people believe this is because they see headlines everywhere that tell them it's true. Google, "How many spiders do humans swallow?" and you'll see some unbelievable results. Most of them will tell you it's 8. Some will tell you it's 200. Others will say it's thousands. Which one is correct? Well, none of them. But all of these articles are written to scare you, not inform you. That's why they include titles like "You're sleeping with spiders every night." Here's what happens. Stop sleeping with your mouth open or you'll swallow more spiders, and don't sleep with your mouth open. These clickbait headlines prey on people's fears and get them to click the article, which leads to ad revenue. The articles themselves are full of the same fear-mongering nonsense, but they cite studies and experts to back up their claims. One of the most popular examples is a study by a man named Art Wickman. He supposedly counted the number of spiders he swallowed while sleeping over a 6-year period. He claimed to have swallowed 15, 80, 20, 80, 15, 10, 20, and 10 spiders each year. Adding those up gives us 145 spiders total. Now, if you take the average, you get 125 spiders per year. Not exactly 8, but close enough, right? Except there's a problem. Art Wickman is made up. There is no record of his research anywhere, not in any reputable databases or scientific journals. His name doesn't appear in any publications, and no one seems to know who he is. That's because the entire story is a work of fiction invented by the National Pest Control Association. They use it to promote their services. Another common tactic is to misrepresent an insect study as a spider study. One example comes from an entomology professor named D. James Gathoni. He co-wrote a paper on the number of insects people eat each year, averaging 7 pounds. Citing this study as proof that people swallow 7 pounds of spiders is a bit of a stretch, especially since nobody ever identified the spiders in question. But if this is all a hoax, why do some experts talk about it? Well, because when reporters email them, they sometimes play along. It's easier than trying to explain to a journalist why they're asking the wrong question. Plus, it keeps the rumors alive. As for the original source, that's a dead end, too. Everyone cites an old book called Facts About Spiders, but nobody has been able to find a copy. It's like it never existed. Perhaps it was a real book written in 1954, but it didn't contain anything about spiders. Or maybe it never even came out. The bottom line is that nobody knows. If you've made it this far, you're probably wondering where the 8-figure came from. The answer is unknown, but that hasn't stopped people from running with it. On TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, and YouTube, you'll find countless videos and posts citing 8 spiders per year. They cite fake studies and imaginary experts. They describe gruesome symptoms and treatments, and they usually get millions of views and likes. People love this stuff, and it shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. With that in mind, I have a proposition for you. If you liked this video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends and family, and leave a comment below. Tell me, have you ever heard this one before? Also, now is the perfect time to join the community. This is the best way to support my work. And speaking of joining, you'll get exclusive access to my server. You'll be able to chat with me and other members, suggest future topics, and even vote on upcoming videos. It's a great way to stay connected when I'm not posting. Plus, there are plenty of perks for everyone. So how many spiders do humans swallow while sleeping? The answer is none. 0. Zilch. Nada. Not a single spider crawls into the mouths of sleeping people. Not on average or ever. But I won't blame you for believing it. After all, it sounded plausible, and you saw all those citations, so who could blame you? But remember this feeling the next time you come across a shocking claim disguised as a fact. Always check the source, and consider the motive behind the writing. And always remember, it's the internet. No one knows what the hell they're talking about half the time.